Hi everybody. Sorry, I had a bit of a weird start there. Welcome back to AmandaMuse with me, Amanda. And today we're going to be doing stay-at-home mom confessions. I thought I would do a little story time today. So let's see if there's people here and they can pop in. Yeah, it was weird. It logged me in, then it logged me out. And Dean was saying he thinks we're having weird Wi-Fi issues today. So hi, Anna. So hopefully you made it, Anna. Yay! So hopefully I don't have any Wi-Fi issues. Hi, Paige. Hi. Hi, Mom. Hello, people. Oh, we've got people from all over. From Germany. Awesome. It's so nice that you can catch me live, Maria. I love it. So today we're gonna do, I was thinking, for a stay-at-home mom confessions Monday, what could we do? So I think, I wanted to, when I think about being a stay-at-home mom and when that switch happened for me to go from being a stay-at-home mom to what I consider a work-from-home mom, and I was like, how did this all happen and how did this even get started? And so I thought I would take you to a little bit down memory lane and share with you how and why I started my channel and who I find I speak to. Like of course I'm speaking to all of you, but I feel like in a way some of the content that I make is for the Amanda that I used to know a few years ago. And so, hi Summer, hi everybody. Oh, thank you. So let's go back. I'm actually just filming a video right now. I realized I'm getting ahead of myself. Hold on, if you see a mystery man, he is walking around, but he's not part of the video today. They can't see you. Okay, so, oh, thank you, Claire. It's freshly washed. Okay, so let's get into it. So basically, if you happen to be new to my channel, then I'm Amanda and I'm a mom of two, and I started making videos 5 years ago, I think, like today or this week or something. It's actually been 5 years, my anniversary, my YouTube anniversary. And I started my channel when my daughter was 6 months old, and here I was living in Malaysia. I was a new mom. I didn't have a lot of friends because that's a whole other story. But basically, sorry, I'm getting messaged here. But basically, when I moved to Malaysia, I was married to my husband, young, but I wasn't working. And so there wasn't a lot of places, get out of here. So there wasn't a lot of social situations that I found myself in where I was making friends. The expat community was, I find, a little bit small, and a lot of them were like single teachers living it up or married families. And I was like, hi, like I don't know where I fit, or retired people. So it was a weird time in my life. And let me tell you though, there were all of these amazing women with young babies. I just hadn't found them yet. And so when I was sitting at home by myself, feeling, let's be honest, lonely, overwhelmed. I actually get a little emotional just thinking about it. Don't cry, it's live. But it was a really lonely time, and I thought, are you kidding me? I thought that this motherhood thing was gonna be incredible. And I think at the time people were talking about their experiences in motherhood, but it wasn't as honest and raw as you find today. And I'm not the only person sharing honest takes on life, right? There's so many people living their best life, sharing the good, the bad, the everything, right? And it was lonely as heck. And so here I was on YouTube watching families and watching women that I really connected with sharing their story and sharing, my umbrella just flew off the deck, we'll live, but sharing their story. And I felt like were this friend to me in a time where I didn't have a lot of friends and I was on the other side of the earth and I felt a little bit lonely and I didn't know who I was. And so I remember thinking to myself, I would love to make videos. I would love to do this. And I had started watching YouTube when I was pregnant. And then I kept saying, I'm gonna do it. But I just felt like it was never the perfect time. I didn't have the perfect equipment. I didn't look as perfect as I wanted to look. All of these things were really holding me back. And then there are some of you that have seen this video. There was one day and I said, screw it. I'm picking up the camera, and I was wearing a muumuu, and it was actually quite a beautiful muumuu because in Malaysia they do this beautiful batik style. And so, hi everybody. And so I picked up my camera. I think it was my phone. It was my phone, and I'm standing on my deck in Malaysia, and I'm holding this phone, and I took my first video, and I uploaded it to YouTube. And who knows who watched it? Probably my mom, my dad, and maybe one friend. And it started to go from there. And I started to find a place where I felt connected to other women, and a community started to develop. And so from that, I started to gain confidence in who I was as a mother as my daughter got a little bit older, because I think Esme was about 6 months old when I started making videos. And I feel like as a new mom, you need that time if you have it with maternity leave and all of that. You know what, that first video is hidden, but maybe after this video, I'll unhide it and I'll link it so you guys can go see it. But it's so embarrassing. My voice is like 12 octaves higher than it should be, but you gotta start somewhere, right? So as Esme got a little older and I met people, I met a baby group, and I had just started going to this baby group maybe 2-3 months before I made my first video. And I really started to feel like, oh, I'm not alone in feeling this way. And yeah, it kind of sucks sometimes for everybody. And you know, having women to bounce things off of, like my kid was only sleeping in 40-minute intervals, is that normal? Totally was. And so all of that stuff, I started to go, you know what, if I was in a place where I feel like I could have used that friend, why can't I be that friend for somebody? You know, I love, connecting with people and talking with people in real time. If you find me at the grocery store, I'm gonna chat you up. That's just my nature. And I thought, well, if I've got all this energy to give, let's see what I can do with a video. And so, you know, I find like when I see women, the way that I felt after my labor that did not go according to plan, sorry, I saw a question there, I'll have to answer that later. But you know, after my labor didn't go according to plan, and I felt completely lost and sad, and you know, when I see women like that, that's who I find that I speak to a lot of the time. I feel like, don't cry, but I feel like those people, like I could have really used a friend in that time. And I'm probably getting emotional because I actually am filming my birth story about my children, because I feel like there's a lot of new faces on my channel who maybe don't know that story and who could, you know, want to hear about it. And so I feel like I'm going through all of these emotions today. But it's just, you know, speaking to that woman who's like, this is not what I signed up for. This is not what I thought it was going to be. And I'm so lonely and I just want a friend. And I feel like that is one of the people I speak to. There's a whole lot of them. But Megan, I was hoping to bump into you. Oh, that's, yeah, you know, and and so that's kind of when I think about being a stay-at-home mom, it's a beautiful, amazing experience. And it's also so lonely and so crappy in a lot of ways, and sometimes we can feel like we're underappreciated and undervalued. And for me at that time, I also felt like I had this creativity in me that I wanted to just let out into the world, and YouTube for me was that avenue. And so that's what I like to encourage, you know, a lot of just people in general, but especially women that maybe were working in a career and were on a path and then had children and kind of turned left, you know, down a different road, and maybe feel like they're not being completely fulfilled in every way. Does everybody fit into that box? No. I think a lot of people feel fulfilled in their life, and that's incredible. But for those of us that need that little something extra, that's where I feel like, yeah, hard left. That's where I feel like, you know, that's what I want to just share with people, is that you can get a little bit of all the things you want, you know? But it comes with sacrifice, because like I was telling you guys, if you've been following my journey for a while, I only just recently started to say that I work from home. And I've been making videos for 5 years. And now that it's becoming more and more popular that people are making videos and blogging and doing all of this, like, you can probably appreciate the amount of work that goes into it. And I would be like sitting there with a baby in a wrap, like in a baby carrier thing, because I was all about that baby carrier. In fact, when I see babies, I'm like, can I wear one? Like, I love it. But that's a side story. But I'd be bouncing on that exercise ball, holding that baby in the carrier, and I would be editing videos and teaching myself how to edit videos. And I would stay up so late doing it, but it brought me so much joy, because I felt like I was able to like share something and create this pretty little creative thing and put it out into the universe. And I felt like that was also fulfilling that other side of my personality. Because I always say, like, we have these beautiful babies and then they grow up and they leave. So, you know, it's hard. So I'm getting distracted. I had to put someone in a timeout. But yeah, being a stay-at-home mom. So then anyway, I just wanted to share that story with you guys and tell you, like, that's kind of where I came from, because I'm finding I'm getting a lot of questions lately, like, how do you balance motherhood and working and starting a business and all of these things? And I think the reality is it's impossible to have everything at exactly the same time, you know? Like, I don't think I could add another baby into the mix right now, because there's so much that I'm loving right now that I'm doing that I wouldn't have time to do everything and be a mom to another baby. Do you know what I mean? Or at the time that I had young babies, I had all these big plans about things I wanted to do, but the reality is I had no time to do all those things because I was being a mom to a baby, you know? Exercise, all the things I want to do, but there's only so much time in the day. So I feel like being a stay-at-home mom, or maybe just being a parent in general, it's realizing, like, you gotta kind of pace yourself a little bit. At least this is what I do. I try to pace myself a little bit and go and appreciate the small wins. Like today, for example, both of my kids one is in school and one is in childcare, and I'm actually able to dedicate time to make this video, and I'm gonna make another video and just kind of get prepared. And do I have laundry to do? Of course. You know, should I be gardening? Like, there's things I should be doing to, like, other things, but prioritizing and appreciating that not everything's going to be perfect at all times. And so that's my little story for today. I just wanted to share that journey, and I'm so glad you caught me live, Kristen. But yeah, I just wanted to share that journey because I think sometimes there can be this idea that somebody's like uploading content and then everything else is perfect. Not true, you know? And I think in that same breath, though, sometimes it's hard with live videos. My thoughts just come sporadically, so you're gonna have to kind of deal with it. But being a stay-at-home mom, did you ever feel that you were missing out when your friends are out there winning in their careers? Totally, Janice. Totally. Absolutely. Like, I was at the top of my game in Vancouver when I quit. I literally had to stifle a laugh when I quit my job because of what my company was offering me, and I couldn't believe that I was quitting my job to move across the earth. But I did it, and so much has come from it. And I feel like, you know, if you didn't take that opportunity, I feel like other opportunities will present themselves if you're open to it. And so if you chose to, you know, have children and stay home, I think that we should try to embrace it. And some of it might be shitty and we didn't expect it to be that way, but to appreciate that, like, there's other elements in the journey. That's great, you know? Thank you, Elise. I appreciate that. But I always find, like, a message I'm trying to share is, even if things aren't perfect in your mind, like postpartum, oh God, the weight, like a lot of us struggle with that. Try not to worry about that so much, because it will morph and evolve, and you will have more time to dedicate to yourself as you get further from the baby stage, right? And so I always try to say, like, try to appreciate the small stuff, but it's not going to be perfect, you know? So how do you stand up for yourself when friends don't agree with the whole stay-at-home mom thing? To be honest, I find my personality, I really don't attract those kinds of people, can I be honest? Like, not to say if you disagree with my life that I'm not going to be friends with you, that's not true, but I just think that I really don't have time for energy suckers. And if people are either filled with jealousy or they have their own insecurities that they want to force on me, I just don't have time with them. I don't have time for people like that, to be honest. And be prepared, if they're to share that opinion with me, to then hear mine come at them too, because I think it's a privilege to be able to stay home, and not everybody can. And so, oh, thanks, John. But yeah, it's a privilege to be able to stay home, and not everybody can. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Yes, Megan, I heard that recently, and I think Patra may have shared something about that on StoryMuse and Co. But true, your vibe attracts your tribe. And yeah, I you know what I'd say, to give you like a tip on how to respond to that, is just be confident in who you are and the decisions that you've made. And yeah, yay, you love Patra, I love Patra. If you don't know who Patra is, you should go watch my weekly vlog I just put out the other day. She's amazing. Do you ever feel guilty? Oh no, I think maybe that question was, do you ever feel guilty about maybe not making as much money being a stay-at-home mom? For sure, because you feel like, you know, here I was bringing in so much income, or here's your partner bringing in so much income, and then you're not contributing in that same way. But I think that you have to sort of look at it a couple of ways. How much is childcare? Because in Canada, it's a lot of money. And what does that look like? And what is your contribution in that way? And that, you know, as a stay-at-home parent, it may not be permanent, but when you are in that role, it's really, you're offering that support to your family. And I would have loved that as a kid if my mom was a stay-at-home mom, but it wasn't in the cards. And so I feel like it's a privilege to be able to do that role right now. Well, guys, it's been 15 minutes. I think this is a great chat. I'm afraid to watch it back, to be honest, because I think it was a little sporadic and I got a little emotional. So, but motherhood will do that to people. And so will being selfless, because when you have to put other people before you, it's important, but it's also hard, you know? And so, yeah, it's just an interesting life. And so if you missed it, I did put out a weekly vlog for those of you vlog lovers, and it was actually kind of fun. It was a really busy week. So that came out yesterday. So go watch that. I think you can click the eye, whatever side that is. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to be sharing like looking back at my birth story, so a little bit of a story time video. And thank you so much for all these amazing comments. And I don't get a lot of mean comments. Maybe now I will. Someone had asked that, but the fact is, my vibe attracts you guys, and my tribe is pretty awesome, and I appreciate you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you're new, and if you want to see another live video, I will be live tomorrow. I'm going to be actually on set doing a bunch of filming, so I'll be doing some behind the scenes stuff, and my sit down mom on Facebook might be a little earlier because I was looking at the schedule, and I think at 2 p.m. I'm filming. So maybe around 12:30, 1 o'clock. I'll keep you posted. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Bye.